Man, what's up, y'all? It's your boy KE. This is episode 1 of Daily Beat Talks. So, if I tell you a little bit about myself, I'm 19. I'm a college hooper, college athlete over at Reinhardt University. Gonna be a sophomore, and graduated from Monroe Area High School. Born in Tennessee. Today I want to talk about purpose. The deeper, I just want to dive deeper into it because people know what purpose is, but it's like I'm a deep thinker. I like to look at things on a broader. I like to look at it as a broader thing than just the surface level of things. So today we're gonna dive into purpose, and by purpose, I don't necessarily mean like you feel like it's your purpose to do something just because like your family did it, or it's like a social construct, like let's just, for example, rapping or the streets, like things like that. Like they say black men usually be rappers or be street niggas, but you know what I'm saying, it's deeper than that, bro. So purpose, what you were put on this earth to do. And I feel like we get caught up in thinking our purpose is in a career, or our purpose is, come from our environment. But I feel like your purpose is God given, bro, and God ain't gonna set you up. He ain't gonna give you not gonna purposely make you to come down here and work a 9 to 5 your whole life. That comes from situations. But first, let's start with, or these are the things that I've written down to give a general idea of how I look at a purpose. So I say, my first one is, why do you do this? I put why do you do this for as in whatever you end up going to do and you end up being successful at or whatever, why do you do that? And to answer that question for me, I would say like I said, I played college basketball. Why do I play college basketball? I feel like it's because I love it. But I don't necessarily believe that basketball is my purpose. Now, it's something is good at, something I put time into. It's something I worked on very hard to make it to where I'm at. But I wouldn't say my purpose was to come to earth, work on basketball, play basketball, But yeah, what's your why to why you do things? Why do you pursue sports, or why do you pursue content? Why do you pursue this certain career? Why? What's the story behind it? Next up is fuel versus fire. So fuel is the things you do that keep you to get where you're to complete your goals or whatever, right? The little reminders you have to keep telling yourself to you need this, you want this is what you want. And then the fire is it's like a bigger fuel, but it's not so constant, you don't need that fire every day. Now you can have that fire every day, and that's great, but for how I look at it, fire is it's that the bigger reason why you're doing it over the fuel. The fuel are the little things, the fire is the bigger picture. And so so what's your fuel? For me, I would say my fuel is let's say for my fuel would be I want more minutes. More minutes in the game, more reps in practice, a bigger role on the team. That would be fuel. And then fire would be my fire for why I will work hard would potentially be like, cause I want to make it pro, or like just like I want to make it pro, or you can say like I made it this far. Like I made it this far. Like why not see how far I can take this? So that would kind of be like a fire for me. So ask yourself like, what's your fuel? What's your fire? All right, but next is, would you do whatever you do if you had no recognition? Like, would you, like I said, it could be content, it could be a business owner, it could be sports, whatever. Would you do it if it didn't come with no recognition? And that's a good question, for real, cause most like depending on what you do, like some things, a lot of things go unnoticed, especially in the world now. So would I continue to work hard with hooping, or to take hooping as far as I can take it if it had no recognition? Or basketball, let me just say basketball. But I continue to play basketball. That's a good question. And honestly, I feel like I would. But then again, that's one of them things like you just don't know. But I continue to play basketball if it came with no recognition. I believe I would, because I love basketball. I don't know. I feel like every hooper knows like the love they have for the sport. And not everybody loves the sport. Some people are just naturally gifted with it, you know? So I would say yes, but how do y'all feel? Like, would y'all continue to do y'all thing without the recognition, without the love? Now, for people like streamers or whatever, or YouTubers, like being in front of that camera, some people love being in front of that camera. Some people just like the benefits, the money, you know what I'm saying, the flashy lifestyle. And it's just like, without that recognition, would you still love it? Or you got a business without all the customers and all that. Well, I guess that don't really count as recognition, but without all the, like, if business wasn't booming, would you still pour into that business, you know? So it's just like, that's a good question to ask yourself, like, as far as like purpose still. Mind you, it's all about purpose. Okay, so like I said, the first question was why you do this. So this question kind of piggybacks off that, is, has your why changed? And I like this question because, you know, most of the time, if it's your purpose, like, this is probably something you didn't, or if you potentially think it's your purpose, it's probably something you've been working on since you was young. So like, as you grow older, like, would you say the reason why you do this has changed? And is it just like generally off the love? It could be off the money that can come from it. It could be like, it could have something to do with something that you really like, that could get you like let you be around something you like more. You know, so your why can change. It's plenty of reasons why your why could change. So would I say my why has changed? And I would say it's changed in a way, because like with basketball, especially like in college or if in pro or anywhere, it's like it's a lot more business involved now. So like the things I work on it because I gotta keep growing, keep getting better. And not necessarily because of the business aspect, but also because of the business aspect, because you just never know.
Go to lunch. Don't go back. I want to talk to you.
All right. You never know, like, you never know what's gonna happen. So keep getting better. I try to keep getting better from my love of the sport, but also because the better I get, the better chance I have of staying in the field that I love. So yeah, that. So that's that. Boom. We got next question. Does it align? How does your actions align with your purpose? So with that is like this is a good question, because this is a good question for me, especially because like like, I got a lot of friends who don't hoop, yet I hoop. So it's like I'll be hanging out with them, and it's not to say like I shouldn't be with them because they don't hoop or nothing. It's just like the stuff that they'll be interested in. Not everything I should necessarily involve myself in with them. So just gotta check your actions, check your habits, check the things you do to see if it relates or if it helps you fulfill your purpose. All right, so yeah, that's just a good question to ask yourself. Does it align? Next is the ripple effect, which I like this question a lot. Is anyone benefiting from meeting you, or is anyone motivated to make themselves better by meeting you? And this is not a question you can really like. It's not a question you can really ask yourself, because you just gotta like, you kind of gotta see it from the people that you come across. But so like I feel like if you are meeting people and they desire to get better from meeting you, I feel like that's a great thing. And if that is for any of you, or if it's not, I feel like that's something we should all like, especially like purposeful people, like that's something you should try to incorporate in your life. Next question is how are you when the attention is gone? And by that I mean like a lot of us are around people all the time, all day. But those times when not necessarily around people. You're around the people that have stuff to do with your purpose. Like for me, it's like I'm around my teammates, my coaches. I'm around that. But when I'm not with them, do I still carry myself the same way? Do I still carry myself like someone that they would call their teammate, someone they would call, this is my player, you know? So like for y'all, like do y'all still look at like how you carry yourself when you're not around the things that necessarily are involved with your purpose? The next point, are you doing it for you? Are you doing this because you want it? Because you love it? 'Cause there's a lot of situations where people grow up in families with certain role or certain reputations, and they expect their kids to do that as well. And it's like, yeah, you might be good at it because you learned from the best or learned from people who was in this field, but do you really love it? And that's a good question to ask yourself when you are looking at if this is your purpose or not, whatever you decide to do. And yeah, so for me it's easy for that because I mean my dad hooped, but as far as like, I mean I got a lot of athletes in my family actually, but as far as like how I grew up, like that love of the game came from me, not no one's influence. It was me. So that was an easier question for me to answer for finding out my purpose. And now for the last point I have is how would you be proud if no one remembered you? Can you look back at your life, your hard work, your dedication, on being on your purpose, and really be proud of what you did if no one else congratulated it? And that's a very good question. I feel like for me, I don't know, like I'm trying to look at it at other points in life, because right now I'm only looking at it as my athletic thing, but I've done a lot more than just been an athlete my whole life. So, but just staying on the topic of purpose, I would say like I would definitely be proud of me. But the question is, would you be proud of you if no one appreciated you, no one remembered you? And that's a good question. And any responses y'all got, any ideas of talks y'all got, just let me know. Like I said, this was episode 1 of Daily Deep Talks. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all mess with it. If not, let me know as well. But hey, that's the end of this first episode. Second episode coming soon. Peace.